Hello, Brianna. I'm happy you decided to come in today. First, I want to let you know before we begin that I'll be going over the intake form with you, and that'll just give me a little bit of feel of what's going on in your life. I want you to be aware that this video will be shown in class, and anything that you say that makes me feel like you are going to harm yourself, I will have to tell someone else.
Okay.
So, give me one word to describe yourself.
Compassionate.
And why would you say compassionate?
I'm always thinking of others. Excuse me. And I'm always making sure that everyone feels safe and comfortable in a situation.
Okay. All right. So describe your social life for me. Your parents, your grandparents. Tell me a little bit about them.
Okay. So my family is the four of my sister, my mom, my dad, and myself. My grandmother is in North Carolina, and then my dad has 6 siblings.
Oh, wow.
And my mom had a sister who passed away, and then my mom also has a brother. And I've got a lot of cousins, I don't even want to count. And my family is very diverse, very compassionate. I think that's where I get my compassion from. And my social life is, I would say, unique, because I have a lot of different friends with different personalities, and just fun. I like to have fun.
Awesome. So it sounds like you have a really good relationship with your family.
Yes, very close to my family.
Very close with your family.
Definitely.
And so tell me about your relationship with your parents. What made you grow really strong as a family, having that bond with your parents?
I think it started young because my dad had 5 open heart surgeries, and when I was young, he was very sick. So my family was forced to have that close bond when we were in the hospital together, when we were in the hospital day to day, making sure that he was going to be okay. And my mom having cancer 3 years ago, making sure that she was okay, and we all had to pitch in and work as a family together. I think really when life has issues like that, you all work together to become a stronger family, and that's really what has brought my family closer.
I agree. You sound like a very strong individual handling all of this background with your family. I mean, that's a very difficult situation. I mean, growing up with that, but I think that you carry yourself very well.
Definitely. I try.
So tell me a little bit about your lifestyle. Like, do you work out? What makes you feel healthy?
So, like, for my hobbies, what I do on the side is I like to ride my horse. I like to show and compete, and during the summer months, I usually show and compete. I like to work out when I can. I'm not always the most faithful. I like to go on hikes. I like to go on adventures, and I'm a really outdoorsy person. I like to consider myself to be outside most of the time. I love to take my dog for a walk. I love to be around animals. I just like to be outdoors, and I really enjoy it.
So it sounds like you have a very close relationship with your horse.
Yes.
So could you tell me a little bit about that? When did loving horses become your thing?
Horses came into my life when I was, 3. So I was really young, and it was kind of an outlet as a therapy for me, for my dad. When my dad got really sick when I was really young, I didn't know how to cope with my anxiety and my issues. So my mom said, "All right, I'm gonna sign you up for horseback riding lessons." And I was like, "These things are huge. They're gonna scare me." So I think I found that was my outlet to dealing with my issues in life. And thank God now in life, that's what I go to when I'm having a bad day. When I just need to get away from things, I go to my horse and say, "Okay, everything's better," and we just do our own thing, and everything goes away.
That's amazing. So you sounds like you know that when you have a problem, you know what is your getting out strategy, and that is your horse. And you going through all of this thing with your family, and you realizing that your horse lets you have that escape, and lets you feel positive, is really important. So.
Definitely.
Great job. So are you taking, so tell me a little bit more about any concerns that you may have.
Within my life? Or,
Yeah.
Okay. Let me think. Concerns within my life maybe is managing stress, managing time. Obviously, I'm a college student, and managing time is always a very difficult task for us. And obviously, like I said, managing stress is always difficult. We all have stress.
Oh, yes.
But I think overall, managing my stress is just about speaking to others when needed, and going to your outlets when you really have those weakest moments, and knowing when to go to those outlets. And I think those are the two main things that have been my stressors. I'm trying to think.
And I know that you're preparing for grad school, so I'm sure that that's a lot of stress on you right now.
Yes.
But I mean, once again, you also told me earlier in the in our session that your horse and you have a strong support with your family.
Definitely.
And that you have somewhere to go when you're feeling all this stress and anxiety.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
Grad school is a tedious and stressful process, so I think going to my friends and going to my horse just reminds me that I can do this and I can push through it, but it's going to be stressful. So.
And your family, they really are supportive, and they want you to do what's best for you.
Yes.
Tell me about your relationship with your sister.
My sister is 8 years older.
Wow.
So that is very difficult, because when my dad obviously had one of his heart surgeries, not many people know, but my dad was so sick at one point that my mom and dad wanted to have me sooner, but my dad was so sick that they couldn't. So my sister was born, and then 8 years later they decided to have another child. And it's nice because not many people, excuse me, not many people would think that 8 years apart you'd be so close. And growing up, I think those age differences made us closer because we were forced to be close. Because of the illnesses, because of the big age differences. She was able to teach me some life lessons that I don't think I would ever be able to learn without her guidance. So I think that age difference really helps sometimes. So we're really close. We're really close because of that.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, it really sounds like, from your past with your family, dealing with all of these health-related problems and you being concerned, all of your life, having the anxiety of it all. That really puts, that puts a lot of stress on your life, then. And then, but I think taking that as a negative, you have really grown as a person, and you've really just know where your strengths are, where your weaknesses are, and how to adapt when it comes to stressful situations. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for coming in today, because this was an amazing session. Next time when we have our session, when would you like to meet? What works for you?
Anytime that I am feeling the need maybe for it.
Okay.
And then I can reach out to you.
Okay. That sounds awesome. So next time in our session, we'll focus more on you telling me a little bit more about your relationship with your parents and how you really coped with the whole health-related issues with your family, and how that brought you stronger together as a family, and how you are as a person today. So thank you so much, Brianna, for coming in today.
Thank you, Trina.
No problem.